So going through this journey of recovery, you'll find that, you're going to always look for reassurance, right? Like with me, I always use the pendulum, right? Like for instance, is it going to be sunny tomorrow? And is it going to be 30 degrees and really hot? Are we going to have a heat wave tomorrow? No. So going through this journey, you got all these alarms kicking, right? You got a lot of doubt. And the OCD is pouncing on you, right? Because it wants you to scan for danger, right? So it sends alarms and it's going to give you doubt. This program's not going to work, right? And you're thinking, I've done all these programs, nothing's worked. I'm still sick. But what do I do? What's going to make this different, right? And then the brain, it sends you all this doubt, of course. So you look for reassurance. So with me, I used a pendulum. And with me, this is where I'm trying to warn you ahead of time, not to make the mistakes that I did. And if you do, okay, there's a way out. And it was horrible for me. But, I wouldn't change anything because I did learn something about it. And I did find some deep answers by going through this hell. I was looking through reassurance with tarot card readings and mediums and looking deep into finding answers that way to tell me what my future is going to be like. I need to know my future. And I had a couple of readings in my past, and this lady, she was dead on with everything. She was great. And she told me I'd go through this journey and that I needed it, and it was going to make me see, and I was going to wake up. And I'm like, okay, when I totally forgot about this reading, but she said other things that came true, and I always thought, okay, she's whatever, right? So then I started becoming obsessed with tarot card readings and mediums, because when you're looking for, absolute certainty in answers, because you're, at the bottom, you've fallen on your face, you're at your worst, you're chronically ill, you're sick, you have anxiety, you're bedridden, right? You lost hope. So it can happen that you're going to start looking elsewhere, right? You're going to start looking deep within you. I did. I looked deep within me. I started getting more spiritual, right? But then not only, those are the good things, but then I also started to look elsewhere, like mediums and other people like, I think mediums are great. I'm like, you know what? I agree with you. Mediums, they have a great gift and everything, but I love mediums. But the thing is, it became an obsession, right? And with OCD, it'll look for the negative and blow it up to make it your reality, where you are fucking shitting your pants and you're in a state of fight or flight. So if you're going through this journey, do yourself a favor. Don't go down the rabbit hole of looking for reassurance by asking answers from a medium or tarot card readings or horoscopes or, a psychic, anything like that. Because if they tell you something that's negative, your brain is going to be all over it, and you're going to be looping on that for a long time. Because I had, with me, while I was going through this journey, not only did I have physical symptoms, I had a shitload of mental symptoms. PTSD, intrusive thoughts, OCD, looping thoughts, anxiety, depression. I had all the crazy alarms going off in my brain, right? And when I was looking for reassurance and it didn't go the way I was hoping for, it was like a bomb went off in my nervous system. I wasn't using the new methods. I was still using the old resisting methods and stop, and distract. So my alarms, I was very sensitive. So when I heard something a few times when I was looking for reassurance that actually you're going to die of a weird illness, you're sick right now and you're going to die, and when I heard that, and this was a few times too, like every time it seems like I wanted to get a positive answer. I'm like, no, this will be a good one. This looks good because the headline says, this is your lucky week. This is your lucky week because you're going to die, right? It's like, no, that's horseshit. The headline said this is going to be a good week, right? And then, you start reading people's horoscopes in the comments, and, people are like, she's the best. She's always dead on. You're like, no, she's not dead on. Don't tell me that. My future is sealed. I'm going to die. What's the point? And then the brain goes, doubt. What's the point of going on this program? Why are you trying to recover? Doubt, you're never going to make it. And I was using the old methods of distract. And it was a fucking nightmare. It took me months to get out of that loop. because I learned the new methods. And when I was resisting for those months, my alarms went bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that fear of the mediums and the tarot card readings and they're looking for reassurance, it turned into crazy triggers so that everything was a reminder of that I was going to die, right? If I were to look at my steering wheel or look at a pillow in the bedroom, it would make me think, remember, you're going to die? Yeah. Why are you even getting up? Why are you getting dressed? What's the point if you're going to die? Why are you getting a haircut? Why are you going to do something fun with your family? What for? You're going to die. You got to prepare for death. You got to start warning people. You got to start, right? And the brain was obsessing about it. And some people might not understand unless they had the crippling mental alarms, right? It will grab onto something and it will make it into a reality that is crippling. OCD can be crippling. It's very scary. It can take your faith, anything you believe in and hold dearly, and destroy it and spit it out. And it can make you question your faith. So that's what I did. I didn't have, all the beliefs that I had were shattered. I had no confidence. I had no hope. I was in a room shaking, looping, pacing back and forth, wondering what the fuck I was going to do. What's the point to anything? I'm doomed. I'm going to die. And I started doing the new methods. I'm like, well, at least if I'm going to die, I'm going to do the new methods so that, I don't care about it anymore. And you know what? I made a deal with myself. You know what? I'm going to recover first and put this death thing on the shelf, right? For now, I'm going to put this death thing on the shelf. I'd rather die calm than freak out I don't want to suffer till I die. I'd rather be calm than die. That's what I thought. And I thought, and I believe that you create your own reality, even though the brain was like, no, fuck that. And I'm like, no, I believe you create it. Oh, fuck that. Doubt. So it was resistance, right? I couldn't replace that program to one that I wanted. So that wasn't working. So I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this fear that I got, put it on the shelf. I'm going to regulate my nervous system. And then I'm going to let this new belief be the one that I want. So I allowed the fear and the what if thoughts to be there of that trigger, which was you're going to die. The medium is always dead on. All the tarot card readings you had said you're going to die, right? You might think it's just stupid, but when you're going through something like this, and when your brain is that sensitive with the OCD looping thoughts, it becomes your reality. It takes something this small, something that tiny, and it makes it a billion times bigger. It's the biggest thing in your periphery, in your life. It shakes you to the core. That's how fucking crazy this is. So I had to work through it by allowing it to be there and engaging. And then I would purposely do my exposure on turbo with my phone, right? Where you say it in detail what scares you about that thought, right? You say it 10 times in your phone, right? You record it through a recording app, an audio app. And then, you're exposing yourself to the fear. You're triggering a stress response so that you're at a 10, right? You want to feel that fear. You're like, right? You're at a 10 and you feel it. So don't go, all right. It's because your attitude and the way you respond that matters. So you feel inside. You feel that. Okay, there's nothing you can do about it. You feel that. But you start to respond differently. Like, we're not white-knuckling through this, right? Because we want to tell the brain that we're not surviving through this. So the brain sees that and goes, okay. Because it's sending an alarm of doubt and that we're going to die, right? Because it's got to keep us alive. So it sends us this. And so we allow it. We change the response to let it do its thing, and then we engage, right? And I would record in my phone in detail what the fuck is scaring me. I'd be like, oh, I think I'm going to die because I'm going to die of a strange, weird illness. And, I'm going to be, what's the point of living, blah, 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 right? Detailed. I'd say, okay, 10 times. This medium is always right, and she told me I was going to die, so I have all this doubt. And what's the point of living? Why am I even doing this recovery journey? What's the point? This medium, she's always dead on, and she told me I was going to fucking die. What's the point of me even doing this? What the hell is that? Doubt. Right? So I would say that 10 times. I'd be at a 10. And eventually it goes from a 5, 3, 2, 1. But I would do that throughout the day. So I would do one session. That means repeat it 10 times to my phone. I'd feel the alarms. I'd send a proper response of, you know what? I agree with that. I hope I die. I hope I die on Tuesday, and I hope I die every day of the month again and again. I hope I come back alive so I can die again. And you know what? That medium's right. And all the tarot card readings I got, they're all right too. They're all correct. And they all said I was going to die. So I'm going to die. I'm okay with that. Let's die. Let's die really hard, right? So I would agree. I would take away the resistance. I would ask for more. Let's have some more death and all the doubt. Like, why are you getting dressed up? Why are you going out for? What's the point? You're going to die anyway. Yeah, you're right. I am going to die. But I want to go out anyway. I might as well go out with a bang and enjoy myself because I'm going to die, right? So I would agree with what his thoughts. I'd ask for more. And eventually, with all this exposure, because I would do the turbos on my phone, the exposure turbos on my phone, and I would do it throughout the week, right? Throughout the day, 3 times that day. And each time was 10 times. And I would listen to it, right? Each thing on my phone would have a recording of me saying it 10 times. I would listen to it. I would get triggered. I'd be like, oh, fuck, she was right. Right? And then I'd do it again. Oh, fuck. Oh, right? And then the next day, oof, yeah, this sucks. Oof. Right? Then, 2 weeks later, yep, that sucks. 3 weeks later, cool. Yeah, that sucks. But you know what? Actually, did I forget I gotta get some gas. Right? And then it would fuck off, and I would be indifferent to that thought, and I'd be free. But then 6 months later, it would come back in full force. So you have a bit of a setback, and that's gonna happen. Some of these, and this doesn't just have to be with fears about mediums or psychics or tarot card readings. This could be any thought that scares the shit out of you. This is just an example of some of the shit that I went through. I'm showing you some of the shit I went through, right? So you can kind of understand. And whatever you've gone with that is totally different. You can use that as a way to compare to what I did to get over it. Because at the end of the day, the content of the thought is irrelevant, right? I learned this through my journey, and this was like a big golden nugget. I got this from Michelle Kavanagh, and she says the content of the thought is irrelevant. It's because you're fighting it that keeps the alarm on and the focus on it huge. So when you're fighting something, what the brain does is it magnifies it, so it consumes you, and it becomes your reality, and it gets very intense, right? It gets all consuming and intense, like ah! But the content of the thought is irrelevant. And I know that's hard to believe, but you have to trust me, it's true. When you stop fighting it and you turn off the alarm, you can think about the scariest thought. When you're regulated and you're indifferent to it and you've done the work, right? You'll be like, somebody could tell you something, even a psychic, and you'll be like, cool. They're indifferent, right? So this journey showed me that, how to implement the methods to get out of a survival state where I was shaking in my room because I had a safe room, to living life fully and laughing at this shit and going, I don't really, right? And at the end of the day, now I'm at a point where I create my own reality. I got the golden nuggets of clarity because I was also doing my visuals. And I had a lot of questions. You know what? The questions came to me when I wasn't looking for them anymore, when I left it alone, right? And I got the downloads through my higher self and flexing that spiritual muscle. I had to trust my intuition, my gut, because my gut was telling me, yeah, I know your brain's saying this, that you're going to die, but I have a feeling you're not. But I know you're not going to listen to me. But your brain is it's doing its job to keep you alive. And, and then it taught me to eventually start listening to my gut more, to my intuition, which is tapped into consciousness, which is my higher self. So this was a great opportunity for me to train and learn to listen to my gut more. Yes, it sucked. Yes, it was hell. Sometimes you got to go through hell to learn powerful things about yourself, to learn how to trust yourself, right? And then I start to learn, you know what? We're always changing our future. The choices that we make now, we create our reality, right? Our future is always changing, constantly. So nothing's ever set in stone, right? You can, a medium can look at you and go, all right, if he keeps acting like this, doesn't take care of his life, if he keeps, if he doesn't do any changes, if he doesn't try to motivate himself to do something about his life, the trajectory is probably going to go and end up like this. But you can do something about that. You have the power. You have free will. You can change your reality. This is your movie, right? People can look at your movie and go, yeah, I think that guy's going to die and this is going to happen. And the way it looks like, I think it's a pretty easy movie. There's nothing really to this movie. It's pretty predictable. But you as a character can go, no, you know what? We're changing things around. And when you make choices now, the end spot of your ending can change and your paths change. And it's constantly changing, right? So at the end of the day, it made me learn that I am in charge of my script. I create my reality, and it's constantly changing. Nothing in my environment, in this earth, can tell me how it's going to end. Only I can. So I had to learn that the hard way. And I practice it because I'm learning to, and I learned this. I learned that I had to tap into my intuition and trust my higher self. I had to trust myself, right? And not get sucked into my outside environment. Because for me, going to a medium is not for me anymore. I don't want to do it because I think it can plant a seed that we latch onto. Our physical brain will latch onto it, and then what happens is that you follow it and becomes your core belief because it's a core alarm, right? Core alarms create beliefs, and what you believe subconsciously creates your reality, right? And it'll affect my higher self's like, this is stupid. My higher self's like, this is dumb. Let's teach him some things so he understands what's really going on. And I got downloads. I tapped into consciousness. And it told me, Helmut, you don't need to listen to the mediums because you create your reality. What do you want? Okay? Work towards it. You have the methods now. Create your reality. It's up to you. Nobody can influence you. Nobody on this planet can tell you what's going to happen in your life. It's up to you. You decide, right? Nobody can tell you when your ending is going to be, right? This is your birth. This is where your ending is, because technically time doesn't exist, right? So we all believe time is linear, right? It's a linear thing that us humans have learned. But technically, everything is now. Everything is happening right now. So you have all these, in the linear form, you have all these events that happen. Boom, boom, right? High school, this is you now. Blah, blah, blah. You lose your teeth, right? You get the white hair there. You get the gray hair here. But technically, this is all happening right now, right? This is only separated by frequencies. This is where we're going to get a little spiritual. Good times. So everything that has ever happened to you and ever will happen to you is just a frequency. It's all happening right now, right? Even your past lives. Even the past lives is happening right now. Even your Uncle Joe or your Aunt Martha, they might have passed away. But you know what? Their existence, their history is happening right now. It's just at a different frequency. If you were to tap into that frequency, you would go into that dimension where that vibration is, and you would see them living that life, right? So with you, everything's happening right now. There is no timeline. There is no here and there, right? But we understand time here on Earth in the physical realm. It's a way to measure things. You have free will. You can decide which reality you want to jump onto, right? Just like quantum leaping. You see that reality? Be that reality. Dial that in. There you are right now. That other reality, sure, you could have died at 60, but this is your choice. You can choose. You have free will. Make it your reality. You decide if you want to have a thriving, healthy body, if you want to regulate. You do that with your physical mind, right? This is a great training ground. When you practice with your physical mind, it's a great training ground for you, for when you recover, that you can use the same methods to create your reality with your higher self. So everything we learn with our physical body to regulate it, after we implement it to create our reality in our spiritual mind with our higher self.